Hi everybody, this is Pranav here and we're sitting at our boutique in Chanakya. I have with me someone very special. He's heading one of the hottest young brands today in our industry. I'm pleased to introduce to you Ben Kueffer from Norqain. Welcome Ben to India. It's a pleasure to have you here. Welcome you here back. You've been in the industry a lot, but now you've taken on the new role. In the last 5 years, you've created something absolutely stunning. I think everybody in the watch industry is talking about it. So we thought that it's great to hear it directly from you. How's the journey been so far? What have been the biggest challenges? Tell us about your journey till now.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for the kind intro. Obviously, I'm very excited finally to be back in India.
Yeah.
It's also, it's been a lot the last weeks. We celebrated the 5 years and you just said, how did it start? How did you get? But for me, it was really, I think, to today, I still say was the energy, the passion that got us here where we are today.
Yeah.
When we started, we really gave ourselves a mission. We said, hey, there's fewer independent brands. A lot of them have been sold. One of the last ones was where I was working. So I said, the young generation, we have to do something. And the young generation was a team of 30-year-olds at the time coming together, and we founded Norqain. On purpose, a new brand. And knowing that nobody wants a new brand, we said, but it could be a clear message that we make a new story. We didn't buy a dead brand or a sleeping brand. We really founded our own story, and hopefully in 20 years, we can talk about that. And so where we stand today, of course, it reminds me of the struggles in the beginning. The first discussions were, tough, convincing people that there is a new watch brand coming and that we really need that. But where we are today, I think it shows that there was something, that there was a need for something different, for something new. Tradition is fantastic. Me, myself, I'm a huge fan of watches and the industry and all the tradition, but we also need to shape the future. So we will play our small part in that, and we're really excited.
Amazing. And I've noticed that in the last 5 years, and I've never seen this before, for a brand so young to get what I would say would be the best retailer list that exists globally. If we look at the current, let's say, the people or the retailers that believe in the brand, you have the absolute best in the world. You've got Siddiqui, you've got Wempe, you've got Bucherer.
Ethos.
Thank you. And how did that happen? How wasn't it challenging for you to get space inside the biggest boutiques? Because they must have seen the product. They loved the energy. For me, it was honestly when I started seeing the products, when I saw the amount of experience that you guys have and the sheer energy that you were bringing onto the table. For me, I was a believer. Was it similar for the other big retailers, and how did that go about?
Yeah, it's sometimes when I look back, I ask myself, when was that key moment? But there were several ones, and I think, you mentioned Bucherer and Wempe. They were big, important players who trusted us very early in the process. Wempe giving us our first store 5 months after starting the brand, and Bucherer the same.
Amazing.
What was it? I asked Bernhard Stoll not long ago in Zermatt. He's the CEO of Wempe, and he told me, when I looked at you as a brand, I just said, listen, anyway, we need you. If it's not them, who would it be? Because they're fun, they're doing something different. And for us, it could be a chance to get younger customers to the store. So also this kind of an option. And Bucherer was the same. And of course, on our side today, we are just super thankful. Also, of course, very thankful to you for trusting us and bringing us in last year, which was during COVID. Big sign of trust also. And no, it's a big part. I think our customers really appreciate that they can go to leading stores to discover our collections, that they get great trained staff and full of passion who talk about our watches, and that's really a great thing for our brand.
That's amazing, and it's congratulations. I think it's an inspiration for so many young people who want to enter the industry, who may want to set up brands in the future. And I keep saying this, that the industry needs startups. It cannot be fresh without new talent coming in, new ideas coming in, and I think you're serving as an inspiration for so many young people who want to join that industry. So it's really what you're setting up is amazing.
Thank you very much. And you know, really, you couldn't have gave us a bigger compliment or a nicer compliment, because it was really where we took the energy in the beginning, was to say, okay, but if we could, you know, make sure that now, of course, the trend of the last years, we've been very spoiled. The Swiss mechanical watches are everywhere. The younger generations are super interested. But when we started in 2018, there was a lot of talks about mechanical watches, or smartwatch, what will happen with the next generations. So I felt like it was
just around the corner when the Apple Watch came out.
Exactly,
right?
And for us, it really started to hype massively.
Exactly.
And for me, it was like, okay, but it's our mission. I grew up third generation of really people in the watch industry. It's our mission to talk about mechanical watches. That's why we only have mechanical watches in the collection. Now, the last 2-3 years have been fantastic. I think the mechanical watch is more than ever, you know, really all around. And we're just happy to play our small part in it. And hopefully there will be some other young entrepreneurs who follow us and see that it can be done. I think it's all about passion. Digital, we talked about it today.
Yes,
there are new opportunities.
Yes.
So much to do, so much possibilities. So it's exciting.
Well, talking about partnerships, I think one thing that stood out is the sheer amount of people that you brought into the brand, whether as ambassadors, whether on design levels, whether on partnerships. We were talking about how the brand has been associated with running, with marathons. Tell us how you've been working these partnerships. How has it helped? How does it help in the exchange of ideas? Because that's something that fascinated me about the brand, just the amount of partnerships, whether it was with ice hockey, whether it was with Dean and the entire philosophy behind that. You had the partnership, the absolutely amazing partnership with Kinesi to bring in their movements. Tell us how that's been going with all these partnerships, and I think that's a great pillar for the brand.
Thank you very much. I think, you know, what with Norqain we realized very quickly is we're still starting. So we needed friends.
Yes.
We had a couple in the company. We had 5 when we started. Today, luckily, we're a bigger company. But when we started, you feel quite alone. And I was out looking for people with the same values. And obviously, I realized being a small company, there were not a lot who would say, oh yes, let's do a partnership together. But it came, you know, slowly we started to do first thing. The NHLPA was one of the first with the ice hockey. Then we moved into new partnerships like the running. Then we had the big New York City Marathon, and all that started to, you know, create. And with that, I think it's the opportunity for Norqain to, together with the communities of other partners, build a brand. And I think it's always about what are you passionate about in life. For me, I managed to bring a lot of that into Norqain because it felt very authentic to do what we love to do. So, you know, being outdoors, running, all that stuff. If I stay too long in India, you won't see the running stuff anymore. But I usually run quite a lot. Here I do more of the eating, I noticed. But that's really something that's for me a key, is that when we do these partnerships, that we manage to reach out to people who have the same passions as we do. And so those partnerships, like with Dean Schneider, wildlife, felt really cool.
That was really something. I've never seen anything like that, with like, especially to bring in wildlife into watchmaking. That was amazing.
And even in terms of design, right? So we thought it was a cool story. And then when we started the designs, we were obviously on colors that remind you of wildlife, sand, brown, khaki, but it wasn't enough. We were like, no, but we really we need to bring Dean into that watch. And that's when we had the lion fur, the watch you're wearing.
Amazing. I love this watch.
And we bought sand, I don't know if you know, but we put actual sand from the Oasis into the rubber part. So you'll have small dots.
Wow.
So we actually mixed it with the rubber and made it. So it's a cool story. And I think at the end, we're all looking for a product with emotions. And if we can do products that people have a story about, that's what those partnerships are about.
Exactly.